Every single time you click on something, watch a show, or buy a product online, you're creating a tiny piece of a story. Today, we're going to talk about the people who read those stories, data analysts, and how they take this giant chaotic world of information and turn it into something powerful. So let's dive in. Have you ever wondered about this? Why does your phone seem to know exactly what you want? Maybe even before you do. It's not magic. Not at all. It's data. Every single thing you do online adds to this massive, ever-growing ocean of information. And this image right here, this pretty much sums up a big challenge. Companies are practically swimming, maybe even drowning in data from everywhere you can imagine. But here's the thing. Without some way to make sense of it, all that information is just noise. So how in the world do you find the important stuff, the signal in all that noise? Well, the answer is actually pretty cool. It's storytelling. You can think of every data analyst as being on a quest to find the real story that's hiding inside all those numbers. And this code just nails it. Without a story, data is it's just a bunch of facts on a spreadsheet. A story, a narrative, that's what gives it meaning. That's what makes you want to do something about it. And this is what it looks like on the other side. A really good analyst can take all that messy raw data and weave it into a clear, compelling story that helps leaders make smarter decisions. It's the difference between being lost in a flood of information and, actually riding the wave. Okay, so to build these stories, analysts have this really powerful set of tools they use. Let's take a look at the 4 different ways they can look at data, each one digging a little deeper than the last. So it starts with descriptive analytics. This basically just tells you what happened. Think of it like a summary of last quarter's sales. Simple enough. Then you've got diagnostic analytics, which goes one level deeper and asks, why did it happen? It's looking for the cause. From there, we move into predictive analytics. This is where we use all that past data to make a really good guess about what will happen next. And finally, the most powerful of all, prescriptive analytics. This is the one that tells you, okay, based on everything we know, here are the actions you should take. See, it's a journey from looking back at the past to actually shaping the future. But here's the thing, this journey, it's almost never a solo mission. Telling a great story with data, that's a team sport. It's kind of like a fellowship of the data where a bunch of different experts have to work together. You've got all sorts of rules, from business analysts who figure out what questions to even ask to data scientists who build these complex models to predict the future. The point is, it takes a whole team of skilled people to get from that raw data to a story that actually makes a difference. Now, let's look at the core technical team because this is where the handoffs happen. First, you have the data engineer. Think of them as the architects. They build the roads and pipelines that collect and store all that raw data. Next up is the analytics engineer. They're the ones who act as a bridge. They take that raw data and they clean it, they transform it, and then get it ready so it's actually trustworthy and easy to use. And then finally comes our hero, the data analyst. They take that beautifully prepared data and they bring it to life. They create the visuals, build the reports, and tell that final story that everyone can understand. Okay, so now that we've met the whole team, let's zoom in and focus on the data analyst specific playbook. Their path to finding those amazing insights usually follows a 5-step cycle. And the keyword here is cycle. This isn't a straight line where you do it once and you're done. No, siree. It's a loop. Analysts are constantly going through these 5 steps over and over to make their stories better and to find new things. So the whole journey starts with prepare. Honestly, you can think of this like laying the foundation for a skyscraper. If your data isn't clean, if it isn't accurate, if people can't trust it, then the whole analysis, the whole story is just going to fall apart. Next up is model. This is where the analyst is basically connecting the dots. They're figuring out how all the different pieces of data relate to each other. A really solid model is like the engine that makes the whole report work, making it fast and powerful. All right, now for the really fun part, visualize. This is where the magic happens. The analyst uses charts and graphs and all sorts of visuals to make the data come alive. A great report doesn't just throw numbers at you. It tells a story that guides your eyes right to the most important parts. Now, it's time to analyze. This is the real detective work. It's where the analyst looks at those visuals and figures out what it all means. They are hunting for patterns, spotting trends, and trying to understand the story that the data is trying to tell them. And finally, we have manage. Because hey, what good is an amazing story if no one gets to hear it, right? This last step is all about making sure the right reports get to the right people and that everything is kept safe and secure. So there you have it. From a chaotic flood of raw information to a clear, actionable story that can change how a business runs. That is the data analyst journey. And it really just leaves us with one final thought. All around you right now, your data is trying to tell you a story. The real question is, are you listening?